Um...
You're not the only one wondering how to talk about a situation with another person that's made you feel uncomfortable. Maybe they've got a little too close or said something that just doesn't sit right with you. Perhaps they've touched you for a bit too long or somehow looked at you in a certain way that made you feel exposed.
Sometimes these moments where the lines are blurred can leave us feeling vulnerable, anxious, and self-conscious. These experiences can lead us to doubt our perception of what's happened to us. The last thing we want to do is open up to someone and find that they think we are overreacting.
Altogether, we often feel it's easier not to mention something if we're not confident that we are right. Because, after all, it wasn't really that bad, and it's too late because it's already happened. Besides, we all know people who wouldn't have minded that type of thing, so maybe we're just being extra sensitive, right?
Wrong. Just because something happens, it does not mean you're okay with it happening. Even if you haven't said no, you still haven't given consent unless you've said yes.
When you're confused about what's right and wrong after an experience that leaves you feeling powerless, talking is the most powerful thing you can do, because letting it go permits the other person to believe it's okay, and tolerating it could let it continue. However, it's crucial that you do not blame yourself, and you mustn't feel forced to share your experience before you are ready.
Equally, it is important to consider other people's boundaries and ask yourself, do they feel comfortable? Am I standing too close? Have they let me know that it's okay for me to give them a hug? If you witness something that looked like a breach of sexual boundaries, would you know what it looks like? Would you feel confident to approach someone?
Perhaps sexual safety isn't the term you'd use to explain it, but it can be a good way to think about it. Sexual safety is when your physical, sexual, and psychological boundaries are maintained and respected. It can be very hard to identify where these boundaries lie. Culture, past experience, and current events can all have huge effects on them.
Having your own opinions and feelings about your boundaries is perfectly normal and nothing to be ashamed of. If you feel that something's intrusive or too intense and it makes you feel uncomfortable, that's okay. If you're unsure about your level of acceptance, that's okay. What isn't okay is that most people don't realise it's their right to feel sexually safe at all times.
Lots of people find it really difficult to talk about sexual safety. It's just one of those topics that no one wants to bring up in conversation. It might be challenging, but knowing how it can protect people and support people moving forward means it's really important that we start to have these vital conversations. The more we all talk about it, the easier it gets.
Speaking up gives everyone the chance to feel supported and helps to prevent the situation from repeating or escalating.
So let's start talking about sexual safety.